to Life and Laughter with Sharisia Janee. It is yours truly, Sharisia Janee. I said that 3 times, y'all, but y'all, let's get into the intro, period. So today, I honestly don't know what episode we're on now. I think we're on 7. We're on 6 or 7, y'all. But welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Today, I'm probably like, what are we gonna talk about today? What gems is Sharisia gonna drop today, right? So today we are dropping money management, y'all. So we all know the economy. Y'all know what the economy look like, and we all know it's so hard to save, invest, live, survive, eat, drink, sleep. Like, it's hard to do anything in this economy. And as a 24-year-old who has been pretty well with saving and investing at such a young age, I think that this is some knowledge, some gems. I got some gems that I can drop for y'all when it comes to money management. Okay, y'all, so let's get right into it. Boom. So the first thing that I want to say about money management, especially as a 24-year-old, I started saving during COVID, honestly. During when we was getting those stipends, I was a student at the time, so I was getting stipends, and I was getting unemployment because I had COVID. I got fired from my job during that because I had COVID. Anyways, so the stipends, the unemployment, and at the time in Tallahassee, rent would be like $500. My room was like $500 in student housing. You know, groceries, like, it was just, gas was less than $2, like, so you wasn't going out because there wasn't nothing to do. So it was so much easier for me to save during COVID. So that's kind of when I started my saving journey. So I saved a lot of my stipends. I ended up graduating with thousands of dollars saved up at 21 years old. One thing that I will say when it comes to saving, it is hard to save when you rely on one source of income to fund your entire life. Unless you are making a substantial amount of money with that one source of income, or you have support, or you are really good when it comes to your debt to income ratio or whatever that may be, I think it's such a challenge to save off of one source of income. So at the time, I technically had like 3 sources of income. And again, that debt to income ratio, so what you're spending your money on, how you're spending your money. I will sit here and tell you, I am not a by the book budgeter. I do not budget by the book. What I do is I look at my numbers. I look at where my numbers are. I pay myself first. So when I get paid, the first thing that I automatically would do is I would take a certain number. I'm really an even number type of girl. I don't know why, but I would take a certain number of whatever I would get paid, and I would immediately put that into my savings account. After calculating, understanding what my bills were at the time, understanding what expenses I had, understanding how much I wanted to allocate towards fun, food. So in a sense, it is budgeting, but at the same time, it's also like, I don't know, it's just, for me, it's by the numbers, but for some people, it works better if you're able to write it down, and you're able to put an Excel document, you're able to document those numbers. But I know sticking to strict numbers is very, very hard for some people. So I typically, once I pay my bills and then I move some to my savings, I would allocate whatever was left, and I would use it like that. And I try to never go below a certain number in my checking account, right? So that would just also accumulate as well over time. So money management is hard, but I will say, for me personally, it's been a while since I've had one source of income just because of the economy. And I think, for one, millionaires have at least 7, so I'm trying to get there, y'all. I'm trying to get to at least 7, or most millionaires have at least 7 sources of income, unless, you know, your salary and you're able to obtain that through something or whatever. But I do think that having multiple sources of income and increasing your income is going to be key, especially in this economy and in this market. You gotta be a hustler, you gotta be a grinder. One thing about me is I'm a hustler, I'm a grind. I actually love making money. I love making money. I love the cha-ching. I love getting to a bag. So one tip that I will say, when it comes to money management at a young age, is, for one, knowing yourself, knowing what you do, what you enjoy doing. Because I like to manage my money while also enjoying my life. So I like to have a balance. I'm a spaver. So knowing yourself, knowing what you do, doing things for yourself. And if you look at my previous videos, like, this kind of leads into your money management as well, because when you compare yourself to other people, you might want to buy certain things that you really don't even want, but somebody might see it like, oh, that's cute. Like, you know, like different things like that. So know yourself, learn who you are, so that you can know what expenses truly matter to you, when you're budgeting. I say also, I kind of use the 50-30-20 rule, in a sense, you know, 50 on necessities, 30 in the 20. Some people are flexible with that. So sometimes what I might use the 30 as my savings and the 20 as my fun, or I might flip flop it. Either way, I'm using the 50-30-20 rule most of the time. try to keep your expenses as low as possible so that when those bills do come, you're able to counter that, I guess, with saving and things like that. First tip, multiple sources of income. Another tip, 50-30-20 rule. Another tip that I would say is investing. It's okay to start small, y'all. We always have this idea that you have to put thousands of dollars into things. Things like Cash App lets you invest pennies to the dollar into the stock market. I have stock through Cash App. I have an annuity. If you need an agent and you're in Florida, let me know because my mom is one. I have a couple $1,000s in annuity, and basically that's kind of like it grows through the S&P 500, and then it's the S&P 500, and you don't lose any income. You don't lose money, but it grows with the market in a sense. I have a high yield savings account as well. So if you don't, I have my high yield savings through Citibank. I think my APR is like 4.5%, but it's that if you have over $5,000. So if you have over $5,000 with Cit, it's like 4.5. If you have below that number, it's super low. But I know Capital One has really good high yield savings account for like $0. I know that's a lot of people's starter is Capital One. So if you want a high yield savings account and it grows interest at a pretty good rate, I will say try Capital One. And I also have an IUL, which is an Index Universal Life Insurance Policy, and I pay on that monthly. And what that does is it grows. It's a life insurance policy, which is a couple $100,000, which is what for me. And then it also grows a cash value, which you can borrow from. The thing about life insurance as well is you can also borrow from life insurance in general. So one thing about me is it's very hard to make money, but I know once I make money, I know how to multiply my income, multiply my finances. So learning tools that you can invest in. So for me, I have an IUL, I have a high yield savings, I have an annuity, and I have stock. I have all of those things that are accruing money for me without me having to do anything, with it just sitting there. Because traditional savings account, obviously y'all know those accrue, it just pennies to the dollar. I only put like my emergency funds in there because Citibank is an online banking, so it takes a couple of days for that money to be transferred to my checking to my checking account. So if I need to get money from there or something like that, I do try to keep a couple thousand into my traditional savings account, but not too much because of the slow interest that it grows and that it accrues. So learn different techniques. Also, it's so many things that you can invest in these days. So learning different ways to accrue and build your wealth is so important. So I have annuity, an IUL, high yield savings, stocks, index funds. So like I said before, my annuity mimics the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is always going to grow because inflation is going to happen regardless. So if you invest money into an index fund like the S&P 500, I will highly recommend the S&P 500. It is going to grow. It is absolutely positively going to grow, and you're going to yield return. Understand though that none of this investing is not fast. Investing is not for cash flow. Investing is not going to generate cash flow. Like if you need quick money, the investing is not the solution. If you need quick money, you need to go, that's sales. If you need quick money, you have to go sell something that generates cash flow. Investing is not a cash flow asset. It's not something that's going to give you a quick return. Heavy on, it's not something that's going to give you a quick return. So if you're looking for fast cash, you gotta get into sales. You gotta sell something. Go sell a shirt. Immediate cash flow. Go do somebody here. Sell a service, a product, or something. That's the only way that you're gonna generate cash flow. Investing, I'm telling you, investing is not quick money. Okay, investing is a product of longevity. It's to gain, obtain, and maintain wealth. So I will definitely recommend you, if you're looking for quick cash flow, investing is not the option. And before you invest, y'all, I really want to say, get an emergency savings. Build up your emergency savings to at least have 3 to 6 months, if not more. Like 3 to 6 is the minimum. And then, investing also, you can start so small. You don't have to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars. You can start somewhere. Saving the same way. You can start with $5. You can start with $10. Just save something. Especially in this day and age and how expensive everything is, it's hard to do. But when you look back on it, I promise you, if you want to take off work for a few months, if you get laid off, if you want to quit, if you want to travel, whatever that may be, if you're able to save money, you have that cushion to fall back on. It is so important. Also, leverage your credit. Make sure that you are utilizing your credit cards effectively. I have a few credit cards. My limits on them, I I request credit limit increases. What I typically do is when I pay, I'll use my credit card, using your credit card for daily expenses to accumulate points and also to boost your credit. And when you're paying that off consistently, or you're paying on it consistently, then it'll help leverage your credit. So when you want to request a credit limit increase, which typically credit bureaus, they will allow you to request every 3 months. So if you request a credit limit increase, you're able to leverage that credit and keep your utilization below 30%. If it's below 10, that's even better, but at the very least, keep it below 30%. That way it doesn't drastically deplete your credit. But pay as much off as you can as you're using your credit cards, and increase your credit line. The higher your credit line, the more you can save it, but also be diligent and be conservative in how you spend and what you save. So my tips for money management in this market: increase your sources of income, learn about investment options, learn about generating cash flow and obtaining assets that help generate cash flow. So for instance, real estate, right? Real estate is an asset if it's not your primary home. If it's your primary home, it's not an asset. If it's an investment property, if it's something you rent out that generates that cash flow and it also is accruing, it's also growing in value, that is an asset. Certain cars, vintage vehicles typically are assets. Jewelry, despite what people may think, diamonds, like it's a non-renewable resource, that's an asset. It grows in value. Certain bags, certain Chanel usually grows in interest. Their market value usually goes up. So high level assets, learning things you can invest in, high yield savings accounts, saving. Just start somewhere and saving. Understanding the difference between an investment and generating cash flow. Understanding the difference between what you need and what you're looking for in your life and where you need to go with that, and learning that you can start small. So yeah, y'all, thanks for tuning in with me, and thanks for this quick little video because I'm going out of town, but I wanted to show y'all some love and give y'all some love in this life, y'all. And I hope that my tips help y'all save some money, invest some money, and help you build a better future for yourself and your family. Hopefully get some generational wealth going, y'all. So thank you for tuning in to Life and Laughter with Sharisia Janee. I am yours truly, of course. Make sure you like, subscribe, tweet, X, Teams, whatever you use to your cousins, to your brothers, to your side chicks, to your mama. Tell whoever to come join, like, subscribe, share, show